Because I have a very small duration left with me, in which I have to address three philosophies: Samkhya, Yoga, and Vedanta. So it will be difficult for me. And naturally, we are not going too much into the Vedas, but whenever reference to Vedas we will come back to the Vedas for enlightenment. Vedas can be considered to be the prompter, the authority. There are several philosophical systems in our world. We cannot enumerate it to only 7 or 6. Some people say 6 orthodox philosophical systems and 3 non-orthodox philosophical systems. You know the names of the philosophical systems? You know. You know the names of the primary Upanishads? You know? You know? Who is studying? One by one. Raise your hand. No. I will tell you something about Vedas right now because it is not sufficient if you know. Veda as literature. Veda is also literature. It is not that Veda is literature, but Veda is a literature which is the storehouse of knowledge. And Veda is primarily divided into 2. One is mantra and the other is brahmana. Brahmana. Mantra brahmanayo Veda nama dheyam. That means this mantra and brahmana together is taken as Veda. What is mantra? Mantra is an anthology of the highest form of poetry. My dear students, don't consider Vedas to be philosophy at all. Philosophy has certain structure and framework which Vedas do not have. If you try to find some, see, if you say that, sir, you are telling something which is totally uncommon, it's not so. It may be, it may appear to you as awkward, but still you must know Vedas are no philosophies at all. It can be considered as these scattered pearls of wisdom. You have to weave it into a beautiful and coherent garland. Huh? Is there any structure in the Vedas? No. You do not know all this. Okay. So, the mantra are the highest form of the poetry. Highest form of poetry. Highly metaphorical, highly suggestive. Whatever is expressed directly is not the essence. The essence needs to be demystified. The essence needs to be realized in a different way. That is the beauty of the poetry. In poetry, whatever is expressed, that is expressed. You will find several. Superficially, if you read mantra, you will find that these are only the prayers offered to different godheads. Godheads for personal and collective welfare. Why these prayers are done? Give for your welfare. Whose welfare? Welfare of the person, at the same time the welfare of the society. And coming. We offer Indraya Swaha. One god is Indra. He gives us rain. So we offer Indraya Swaha. Agnaya Swaha. So Agni is other god. Agni is fire. Another god. And this. And you offer prayers. Why? There were no forms of the gods. The gods did not have forms as such. Idol worship was not prevalent. No idol worship. Now we are worshipping the idols, but during that time no idol worship. Because by the gods we use the term Deva. Agni Deva, Indra Deva, Surya Deva, so many Devas are there. Yes, sir.
Sorry, yes, it just it relates to everything we're doing. The shanty, which you left us to think about.
I'll come.
Okay, because I came up with something.
I'll come to that because you are not ready to receive that one.
You asked for meaning, which I
No, so it is not the right time. Time is not right to teach you that. So I must make some foundations, orientations on Veda. So the Deva, this Deva means please take a note of everything. Gods. By gods one, what do you know? We have to worship. If you worship God, God will give you rewards. You know prasadam, you know? Prasad? Huh? You know prasad? You offer to the God and God gives you the return gift. That is prasad. So, you give something to the God, you pray to the gods and God will give you something in return. God will give you something in return. But we must know this is only the ordinary meaning. This is the ordinary understanding of the concept. It is said that the gods are nothing but the forces of nature. They are the forces of nature. And through the prayers to these forces of nature, we develop some knowledge about the forces of nature. It is not that you offer prayer and Agni, fire god will give you something. You pray to the sun god will bestow on you something. It's not so. Sun god, rainfall god, fire god. So all the gods are there. They are not gods. It is not a god, human god or a personal god to whom you are offering prayers. These are only the forces of nature which are termed Agni, Indra, Vayu, Yama and everything. So don't consider that we are the followers of Vedas to teach us to worship personal God. There is no concept of personal God in the Vedas. It is said that Ekam Sat Vipraha Bahuda Vadanti. One is the supreme reality. One is the supreme reality. And this is consciousness. This is consciousness. And this supreme reality is manifested in forms of different forces of nature. Forces of So the prayers offered to different godheads in the Veda. Are you writing down? The prayers offered to the different godheads in the Vedas are nothing but very metaphorical information about those forces of nature. So don't think that we perform the Vedic seers only perform yajna. Yajna means fire sacrifice, you know. They will light up fire. Like this, woods are there and this fire will be there. Rituals. These are also symbolic. These are also metaphorical. We need to demystify. But for the time being, there is one supreme reality and there are different forces. And mantra deals with the prayers offered to the Godheads, which contains all sorts of information about the different forces. Different agents of nature. We don't believe in God. Don't believe. Even the philosophy Sankhya will not believe in God. No concept of God is there. But still Sankhya is subservient to the Vedas. Right? Now what is Brahmana? Brahmana is the interpretation of the Vedas in different ways. Different techniques are applied, different techniques are employed to demystify the concepts here. So if it is Brahmana, I told you the other day, if it is the Brahmana, suppose this is Brahmana. Brahmana also contains Aranyaka and Upanishad. Aranyaka and Upanishad. And these Upanishad is called Vedanta. Veda plus Anta. Anta means essence. So you see, here it is strictly metaphorical, symbolic. That God following? No. Following? Yes or no? Right? Yes? Yes. Following? I take all the questions. Please keep your questions alive. Don't kill the questions. But I will address all the questions. Because perhaps during my lecture your doubts will be. So Brahmana is the interpretation of mantra. But through different stages. Here you have several anecdotes, stories. Anecdotes and stories interpret to some extent. Then you have symbols, several symbolic expressions. And last but not the least is the Upanishads, where there is an explicit reference, clear reference to the supreme reality, clear reference of the science of consciousness. For your information, Lord the Buddha was well versed in the Upanishads. So, these Upanishads are said to be Vedanta, Veda Anta. Anta means essence. Essence of the Vedas. If you want to understand the Vedas in its entirety, you must know the essence. But if you don't want to study this, if you study only this, then it is your responsibility to demystify. Metaphors are there. Metaphors are involved. Who will explain? You yourself have to explain. And it is not the concept of personal God. Personal God means man like God is not very popular in the West. Personal God is a very human concept, you know. It's not a universal concept, individual concept. I conceive of God like myself. If you say who is a God to you, I will say God with a form. God with form. Suppose if you come to a buffalo, and if you ask, if someone says, where does God reside? We will say, God resides in heaven. Now you come to a buffalo. Buffalo, you know? Buffalo? Bihar is very popular for the buffaloes. You know? So many buffaloes are here. So, you go to a buffalo and ask, how is your God? Are God? He is a bigger and stronger buffalo. And he is also staying in the heaven, which is a pool of clay and mud. He is very much. Our God stays in the heaven. They have also heaven. So it's an individual concept. It's a personal one. You go to a land, ask who is your God? There is a bigger land. The bigger land, stronger land, almighty land. Similarly to us, there is an almighty God. But that concept is not very much pronounced in the Vedas. Veda says there is only one reality. And the term God is not very popular there. God is not very popular. Deva. And Deva means, I told you, Div Dhatu. Div means light. Sources of light. They are the sources of light, sources of consciousness. Now, if you find an interpretation of text in the Upanishads, and since the essence of the Vedas are discussed in Vedanta, therefore it is said Veda. Anta of the Vedas. Anta does not mean, some people say end of the Vedas. It's not the end. End and end. It's the end and end. The essence of the Vedas. Right? Yeah? Now, how many Vedas are there? 4 Vedas are there. Rig Veda, Sam Veda, Yajur Veda, Atharva Veda, the names of different Vedas. But how many Upanishads are there? Huh? How many? See?
108 known.
108 known Upanishads. Good. Then. Okay. It is said that scholars say, we are not scholars. I am not scholar. You know, what is the problem with these scholars? These scholars make the simple things very complex. And ordinary people like us want to always make complex things simple. They will bring theories to explain. Whatever you see in front of you, that will not be taken into account. But whatever he has said, all the different sources said, you believe in that. But it is wiser not to believe in the theories, but to see and inspect and detect on your own. You not only become a reader, but you become an investigator while reading. Now, it is said by the scholars that there are 108 authentic Upanishads. Authentic Upanishads. 108 authentic Upanishads. How do you ascertain whether they are authentic or not? How do you ascertain that they are authentic or not? You can ascertain that they are authentic or not by tracing its origin. All these 108 Upanishads had its origin in the Vedas. They have their origin in one of the Vedas. Now tomorrow you will write an Upanishad, you can also write an Upanishad. But that will not be of that topic. May not be that topic. If it is contained in the Vedas, then only it is called authentic and this is defect. I told you the other day that Vedas or Veda is said to be apaurushaya, unauthored, uncreated. Vedas are revealed knowledge. And these, so all these Upanishads, 108 Upanishads, they are revealed knowledge only. They have no human creator. They are uncreated knowledge. Where is the Ladakh? Ladakh is gone. You understand English then? No problem. How is the situation there in Ladakh? Good place? Peaceful? Now, it is ideal to read all the 108 Upanishads. You have come to Nalanda University. At least you must try to read 108 Upanishads, not the entire Vedas. If you read 108 Upanishads, you will know the essence of the entire Vedas. You don't worry, you will get. But the people are saying we have so many subjects to study. So how will we read 108? Please make the number smaller. There was a person called Shankaracharya, Acharya Shankara. Acharya Shankara identified 10 plus 1 Upanishads from the corpus of the 108 Upanishads. 10 plus 1. These are called principal Upanishads or Mukha Upanishad. Principal Upanishad or the Mukhya Upanishad. What happened? You have read all these things, no? Huh?
Why do you say 10 plus 1
Yes.
rather than saying 11?
I do not know that much of mathematics.
No. What is the logic behind saying 1 to 10 plus 1?
I tell you that. Good question. Should have asked this. Good. Okay, in the coming days, that means in this week and next, we will be holding one or two special classes. One this week and other next week in the second half. So let me know which time you are free after 3 in the second half. Not now, later, in some months. Because, life is short. And time is fleeting. Very intelligently asked. And why it is 10 plus 1? You can add 10 plus 1. Right? 10 plus 1 is always 11. But you know, 10 cows and 1 ox, if you add them ox, 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 what it will be?
It will be same.
It will not be 11. It will be 10 cows and 1 ox. Right? Now, there are 108 Upanishads. Why this 10 are called principle? Which Upanishads are called principle? The Upanishads which have been commented on by Acharya Shankara. Commented on by Acharya Shankara. Shankara. Shankara is a great scholar. Shankara is an intellectual giant. Amongst all the logicians and all the philosophers of ancient India, Shankara stands out as the best. So this Shankara commented on some Upanishads, and they are said to be the principal Upanishads or the book. Commented means commentary is available. Commentary is available. Any follow? Which country you are from? Huh? Bhutan. Oh, so many Bhutan people from Bhutan have come now. Last year also one Bhutan. So, now 11 Upanishads, for 11 Upanishads we have the commentary available. We have the commentary available for 11 Upanishads. But the style of the 11th Upanishad hints that it is not written by Shankara. Some other person has written it and ascribed it to Shankara. So the commentary of the 11th Upanishad is not authentic, and therefore it is always treated as separate. There we only say 10 plus. The 11th Upanishad is called Shvetasvatara Upanishad. If you want to give me the diacritical, I can give Shvetashva, Tara, Upa, Ni, Shvetashvatara Upanishad. Shvetashvatara Upanishad. This is the Upanishad very, very profound. Very profound Upanishad. entire gamut of Indian wisdom is expressed through this. Very structured. Very structured. Commentary is available. Option there are. But the style is different. By which scholars come to the conclusion that this should not be considered as an Upanishad commented on by Shankara. Shankara commented on 10 Upanishads. So therefore, there is a commonly prevalent view that 10 principal Upanishads are there. But I always suggest you to keep this one beside it. Because one will serve the purpose of all the 10. You don't need commentaries. You have direct access to the text. Why do you need commentaries? Now, in these commentaries of 10 Upanishads, I will give you the names. You know? First is which is the name? Isha Upanishad. First is Isha. It should be Isha Upanishad, not Isha. Isha Upanishad. Second is Kena. Isha Kena means by whom, and Isha means by the consciousness. By whom? By the consciousness. So I say Isha Upanishad is the answer to the question raised in the kingdom. Third, Katha. Fourth, Mundaka. Fifth, Mandukya. Sixth, Prashna. Seventh, Taitiriya. Eight, Chandogya. Nine, Brihad. This should not be BRI. Brihad. Aranyaka. Brihad Aranyaka. I think it is better not to write with diacritical marks so that it becomes easier for you to understand. Don't write diacritical marks in the examination. Don't try if you are not expert. And 10th is the Aitareya. So pronunciations are like this. Isha, Kena, Katha, Mundaka, Mandukya, Prashna, Taitiriya, Chandogya, Brihad, Aranyaka, Aitareya. So these are the 10 totally commented by Acharya Shankara. Fully commented on by Acharya Shankara. Keep this Vedashva. Shankara's commentary available. Style differs. Shankara was a great scholar, not only scholar, great linguist, you know. Listen to me. Shankara's commentary and Shankara's work, you will not be able to find out single grammatical flaws. No grammatical flaw is available in Shankara's work. No comment error. At the same time, Shankara is very, very simple and direct. That's the, now, being a linguist, he could have changed this style. But that Upanishad is also very, very important. Shetashvara Upanishad. Now, each of these Upanishads belongs to some of the Vedas, some Vedas, because these are the part and parcel of the Vedas. So there must be a Vedic root. So Isha is from, you want to know? Isha is from Yajurveda. Yajurveda, you know the name, I will not write. Yajurveda. Kena is from Samaveda. Katha is from Yajurveda. Mundaka is from Atharva Veda. Manduka is from Atharva Veda. Prashna is from Atharva Veda. Taittiriya is from Yajurveda. Chandogya is from Samaveda. Brihadaranyaka is from Yajurveda. And Aitara is from Rig Veda. That one? Yajurveda. Yes. Only Anthony. Only. Yes. It does.
I have first time they are not
Be very. Forms are not. You see, whichever is formless, then we concept of the air is formless. But when the air is enclosed in this form, it takes the form of a cuboid. If it is within a spherical form, it will be like there. Here. So, generally it is without. No forms are, but some metaphors are used connected with form to serve the purpose of establishing the metaphor. Now, if you ask if you have any question, you ask.
Yes, they started the lectures by Shanti, Shanti, Shanti.
We'll start now. You want something?
Can I have a go at answering what it is?
Now I will tell you. I'll ask you.
Okay.
So, this is the basic. Now one thing. I'll tell you one thing. Listen. Entire Vedas, if you cannot read, don't read. Very fast. So you come to 108 Upanishads. You are unable to read 108 Upanishads. Read 10 plus 1 principle. If this 10 plus 1 Upanishads, reading 10 plus 1 Upanishads also becomes impossible, then there is also another alternative for you. That is Isha. You read Isha Upanishads, you will 18 verses. 18 verses. But there are some people for whom 18 verses are also too much for them. The first mantra of Isha Upanishad. You read the first mantra, you know everything. You know everything. All the philosophical systems, 7 are from how you want to ask it.
No, I had a question that you said anyone can write a picture, but
Not right, read.
no, you also said that.
Nowadays, you can also write an Upanishad.
But all the Upanishads have their origin on some way. But then why only few are principle? Because every Upanishad is its origin is.
I will tell you. Akbar the ruler, he came, he was ruling our country. He also published, he also employed or deputed some scholars to write one Upanishad. And that Upanishad is also going on, but that is not Vedic base. They are human made. These are revealed. Upanishads belong to the Vedas. Vedas are really revealed, therefore Upanishads should also be revealed. But later on, many people wanted to write their own Upanishad. Krishna Upanishad, someone will write. It's good, you can write. But it does not have its origin in the Vedas. Now it may be profound also. It may be influenced by the Vedas. But directly it is not found in the Vedas. But all these 11 or 108 Upanishads are found in the Vedas.
What do you mean by found in the Vedas? Is it like
If you open the Vedas or if you Vedas you cannot open as book. But if you the tradition of Vedic literature if you follow, they are contained. You see Brihadaranyaka. Brihadaranyaka is Aranyaka text. Aranyaka text. Similarly, the Isha Upanishad, this belongs to the Karma Kanda, that means the Samhita portion of the Shukla Yajurveda.
someone
Open Shukla Yajurveda, in the Samhita portion, they will be able to get Isha.
so if someone from the Vedas now writes an Upanishad, so it will not still be.
It will not serve the purpose of Upanishads because Upanishads are revealed, not human created. Upanishads cannot be created by human beings. You write something, it is not, yes, you can give it a name Upanishad, but it will not be Upanishads. Principally, we divide knowledge systems into parts. One is revealed and the other is created. This is called Shastra, scriptures. This is called the Vedas. Shastra is that which you instruct. So I think we take a break for 5 minutes and we will come back with Shanti Shanti.